7 Little Johnstons Season 16 trailer, Anna's rift widens amid family health scare and engagement. As fans of the Little Johnstons gear up for the highly anticipated Season 16, the latest trailer has dropped with a wave of emotional intensity, family drama, and personal milestones that promise to redefine the dynamics within the Johnston household. The TLC reality series, which has chronicled the lives of Trent, Monica, and their 5 children, Annna, Jonah, Elizabeth, Alex, and Emma, since 2015, continues to captivate audiences with its blend of humor, heart, and raw authenticity. However, Season 16 appears to mark a turning point, particularly for Annna Johnston, whose journey takes a complex and emotional turn amid a family health scare and her engagement to her longtime boyfriend, Ricky Navarro. From the outset, the Season 16 trailer sets a tone that is both hopeful and heavy. The familiar opening shots of the Johnston family home in Texas are accompanied by a more somber musical score than in previous seasons, signaling that this installment will delve into deeper, more personal territory. Gone are the light-hearted pranks and sibling squabbles that once dominated the show's early years. Instead, the narrative now centers on maturity, responsibility, and the challenges that come with growing up in the public eye, especially when family bonds are tested. Anna, once the mischievous middle child known for her sarcastic wit and rebellious streak, emerges as the emotional core of the new season. At 25, she stands on the precipice of major life changes. Her engagement to Ricky, whom she has been with for several years, marks a significant milestone. Footage from the trailer shows a tearful proposal scene, Ricky down on one knee in a softly lit backyard, Anna covering her mouth in disbelief before leaping into his arms. "I can't believe this is real," she says, her voice trembling. "I've waited for this moment for so long." Yet, the joy of the engagement is shadowed by tension within the family, particularly between Anna and her parents. As the trailer unfolds, it becomes clear that Anna's relationship with Trent and Monica has grown strained. Brief clips show heated exchanges, Anna walking out of rooms mid-conversation, and Monica wiping away tears in the kitchen. "I just feel like they don't see me as an adult," Anna confides in a confessional. "They still treat me like I'm 16, making dumb decisions. But I'm building my own life now." The rift appears to stem from differing visions for Anna's future. While she is ready to move forward with her engagement and potentially start a family of her own, her parents express concern, both about the timing and the long-term compatibility between Anna and Ricky. Trent, typically the calm and logical presence in the family, is shown voicing his reservations. "I love Ricky," he says, "but marriage is forever. You don't just jump into it because you're in love." Monica echoes his sentiment, adding, "We just want her to be sure. We don't want her to rush into something she'll regret." Adding further pressure to Anna's emotional landscape is a sudden family health scare that rocks the Johnston household. In one of the most dramatic moments of the trailer, Trent is seen being rushed to the hospital, Monica by his side, both looking visibly shaken. "It came out of nowhere," Monica says in a voiceover. "One minute he was fine, the next he couldn't breathe." Though the exact nature of Trent's health issue is not revealed, the gravity of the situation is unmistakable. Family members gather at the hospital, their faces etched with worry. Elizabeth, usually the comedic relief, is seen holding Emma's hand tightly, both sisters silent and wide-eyed. This health crisis forces the family to confront their mortality and the fragility of life. For Anna, the scare acts as a catalyst, intensifying her desire to move forward with her engagement and start the next chapter of her life. "When you see someone you love almost slip away," she says in a heartfelt confessional, "you realize how short life is. I don't want to wait anymore. I want to build something real with Ricky." However, her urgency clashes with her parents' cautious approach. In a particularly emotional scene, Anna confronts Monica in the kitchen, the tension palpable. "You're always telling me to be careful, to think things through," Anna says, her voice rising. "But what about following your heart? What about taking chances? You and Dad took a chance when you got married. Why can't I?" Monica, visibly pained, responds, "It's not that we don't want you to be happy, Anna. It's that we've been where you are. We know how easy it is to make a decision based on emotion and live with the consequences for years. The exchange ends with Anna storming out, leaving Monica in tears. Meanwhile, the rest of the siblings navigate their own evolving lives, providing both comic relief and emotional support. Jonah, now 27, continues to embrace his role as the family's tech-savvy jokester, but the trailer hints at a deeper side emerging as he steps up during Trent's hospitalization. "I've always been the funny one," Jonah says. "But when Dad got sick, I realized I had to be strong too." He is seen helping Monica with errands, comforting Emma, and even giving Anna advice about her relationship, a rare moment of brotherly wisdom. Elizabeth, 24, remains the grounded and empathetic sibling, often acting as a mediator. She is shown trying to bridge the gap between Anna and their parents, urging understanding on both sides. "They're scared," Elizabeth tells Anna. "Not because they don't trust you, but because they love you so much. They don't want to see you get hurt." Alex, 22, and Emma, 19, are portrayed as still finding their footing in adulthood. Alex is seen applying for jobs and discussing his future with Trent, while Emma is navigating college life and a budding romance. Their storylines offer a contrast to Anna's more intense journey, reminding viewers that each Johnston is at a different stage of life, facing unique challenges. Ricky, Anna's fiancé, is given more screen time than in previous seasons, offering fans a deeper look into his personality and his relationship with Anna. He appears supportive and patient, though not without his own anxieties. "I know her family means the world to her," Ricky says. "And I want to be part of that. But I also want her to feel like she can choose her own path, even if it's different from what they expect." The trailer also teases a potential turning point in the season, a family intervention of sorts, where all the Johnstons sit down together to address the growing tension. "We can't keep avoiding this," Monica says, looking around the living room at her children. "We're a family. And families talk things through, even when it's hard." This moment appears to be the emotional climax of the season, as long-held feelings are aired, misunderstandings are clarified, and the family begins the slow process of healing. Anna tearfully admits that she sometimes feels like an outsider, especially as her siblings have moved out or become more independent. "I love my family," she says, "but I also need to know that I can make my own choices and still be loved." Trent, recovering from his health scare, delivers a poignant message. "We've always said we want our kids to be happy," he says. "But happiness doesn't come from doing what we want for them. It comes from supporting them in doing what they want, for themselves." By the end of the trailer, there are signs of reconciliation. Anna and Monica share a quiet moment on the porch, sipping tea in silence before embracing. Anna and Ricky are seen planning their wedding, with Monica offering input on the guest list, albeit hesitantly. "I'm not saying yes to everything," Monica jokes, "but I'm trying." The final shot of the trailer is symbolic, the entire Johnston family standing together in their backyard, arms around each other, smiling, not without tension, not without unresolved issues, but united. The camera pans out as the narrator says, "Family isn't perfect. But it's everything." Season 16 of The Little Johnstons promises to be the most emotionally charged chapter yet. It marks a transition from the show's earlier focus on the novelty of a little-person family navigating everyday life to a more mature exploration of identity, autonomy, and the evolving nature of family dynamics. Anna's journey, from rebellious teen to engaged adult facing parental disapproval and personal crisis, mirrors the broader theme of growing up and stepping into one's own power. For fans who have followed the Johnstons for nearly a decade, this season offers a poignant reminder that reality TV families, like real families, change over time. The challenges they face are no longer just about accessibility or societal perceptions of dwarfism, but about universal struggles, love, loss, health, and the desire to be seen and respected as an individual. The engagement of Anna and Ricky is more than just a wedding plotline, it's a symbol of independence, a declaration that Anna is no longer just a daughter in the Johnston family, but a woman building her own legacy. And while her parents' concerns are rooted in love, the season seems to suggest that true support means letting go, even when it's hard. The family health scare adds urgency to these themes, serving as a narrative device that forces everyone to reevaluate their priorities. It's a stark reminder that time is not guaranteed, and that holding on to grudges or fears can come at the cost of precious moments. As the trailer closes with a montage of laughter, tears, and tentative hugs, viewers are left with a powerful message: family is messy, complicated, and often painful, but it's also the one thing that, despite everything, endures. With its mix of heartfelt drama, personal growth, and the ever-present Johnston humor, Season 16 appears poised to be one of the most impactful seasons of the Little Johnstons to date. Anna's story, in particular, may resonate with audiences navigating similar conflicts in their own lives, between tradition and independence, between parental expectations and personal dreams. Fans can expect the season to premiere in early 2024, with episodes likely to air weekly on TLC. Behind the scenes, sources suggest that the production team has taken a more cinematic approach this season, using intimate camera work and longer takes to capture the emotional depth of the family's experiences. In a media landscape where reality TV often leans into sensationalism, The Little Johnstons continues to stand out for its authenticity and heart. Season 16, with its focus on Anna's emotional journey and the family's collective resilience, reaffirms why this show has remained a favorite for so long. 7 Little Johnstons Amber and Trent send direct message to Anna amid family rift. In recent months, the Johnston family, known widely for their reality television series The 7 Little Johnstons, has found themselves at the center of a growing emotional storm that has captivated fans and sparked intense speculation across social media. The once tightly knit family, celebrated for their openness about living with dwarfism and their strong familial bonds, now faces a rift that has left viewers heartbroken and concerned. At the heart of this unfolding drama is Anna Johnston, the eldest daughter, whose increasingly strained relationship with her parents, Amber and Trent Johnston, has become impossible to ignore. Now, in a surprising development, sources close to the family confirm that Amber and Trent have taken a quiet but significant step. They sent a direct message to Anna in an effort to mend the growing divide. This private outreach marks a pivotal moment in what has become a public and painful family separation. While the Johnstons have always presented a united front on their TLC series, behind the scenes, tensions have been simmering for years. Fans first began noticing subtle signs during the show's later seasons: awkward silences, missed family gatherings, and Anna's noticeably reduced presence. What was once attributed to typical teenage rebellion or the challenges of young adulthood has now evolved into something far more serious. As Anna has grown into a confident, independent woman in her mid-20s, her desire for autonomy has clashed with her parents' deeply ingrained need for control and oversight. Anna, who has achondroplasia dwarfism like the rest of her family, moved out of the family home in 2020 to pursue her own life in another Texas city. At the time, the move was framed as a positive step toward independence, one that was celebrated by viewers. However, what followed was a gradual emotional distancing. Anna began speaking more openly on social media about her journey toward self-discovery, often highlighting themes of personal growth, mental health, and the importance of setting boundaries. These messages, while empowering to her growing audience, appeared to strike a nerve within her family. The turning point came in early 2023 when Anna posted a cryptic message on Instagram that read, "Healing isn't always pretty. Sometimes it means walking away from the people who are supposed to love you the most." Though she didn't name anyone directly, fans immediately speculated that the post was directed at her parents. The comment section exploded with concern, with many supporters expressing sympathy for Anna and questioning the dynamics within the Johnston household. This moment marked the first time Anna had publicly hinted at a deeper family conflict, breaking the long-standing unspoken rule of keeping personal struggles off social media. Amber and Trent, who have always maintained a firm grip on the family's public image, were reportedly blindsided by the post. For years, they had positioned themselves as not only loving parents but also as advocates for the dwarfism community, frequently speaking about the importance of family unity and unconditional support. Anna's message challenged that narrative, suggesting that love and support might not have been as unconditional as viewers believed. Behind closed doors, sources say the relationship between Anna and her parents had been deteriorating for some time. Disagreements over lifestyle choices, career decisions, and even her romantic relationships reportedly fueled ongoing arguments. Annna has spoken in interviews about feeling micromanaged and judged for wanting to live life on her own terms. She once mentioned in a podcast that her parents struggled to see her as an adult, often treating her like a child despite her age and accomplishments. This dynamic, she said, made it difficult to feel respected or truly understood. The situation worsened when Annna began dating someone outside the dwarfism community. While the Johnston family has never officially stated any opposition to such relationships, there has long been an unspoken expectation among little people to partner with others who share similar experiences. When Annna introduced her boyfriend, a man of average height, to her social media followers, it was met with overwhelming support from fans but reportedly caused tension at home. According to insiders, Amber and Trent expressed concerns about the challenges such a relationship might bring, including societal judgment and potential difficulties in starting a family. What Annna interpreted as genuine concern, she later said, felt more like disapproval and control. As the months passed, communication between Annna and her parents dwindled. Family events, once a staple of their reality show, began to exclude her. Episodes of the 7 Little Johnstons continued to air, but Anna's appearances became sporadic. When she did appear, the interactions with her parents seemed stiff and rehearsed, lacking the warmth and spontaneity that once defined their on-screen relationship. Fans noticed the change, and online forums lit up with theories about what could be going wrong behind the scenes. It was against this backdrop that Amber and Trent decided to reach out. In what sources describe as a last-ditch effort to reconnect, the couple sent Annna a direct message through social media. The exact content of the message has not been disclosed, but those familiar with the exchange say it was heartfelt and apologetic. It reportedly acknowledged the pain that had been caused on both sides and expressed a desire to begin healing. The message did not attempt to justify past actions or place blame. Instead, it focused on love, regret, and the hope for reconciliation. Annna, who has largely kept her personal life private since distancing herself from the show, has not publicly confirmed receiving the message. However, insiders suggest she was surprised by the outreach and is carefully considering how to respond. Friends close to Annna say she is not opposed to reconciliation but insists it must be on her terms, with clear boundaries and mutual respect. She has made it clear that she is no longer willing to sacrifice her mental health or autonomy for the sake of family image or television ratings. The situation has sparked a broader conversation about family dynamics, especially within the context of reality television. Families like the Johnstons are under constant scrutiny, and the pressure to maintain a perfect on-screen image can often mask deeper issues. Critics argue that shows like the 7 Little Johnstons blur the line between entertainment and real life, turning personal struggles into plotlines and emotional moments into ratings tools. For Annna, stepping away may have been not just an act of independence but also a form of self-preservation. Supporters of Annna have praised her courage in setting boundaries, especially given the public nature of her upbringing. Growing up on camera meant that every milestone, mistake, and emotion was documented and broadcast to millions. Many fans believe that Anna's journey toward independence is long overdue and that her parents' message, while well-intentioned, comes after years of emotional strain. "It's easy to say sorry in a DM," one fan wrote online. But real change takes time, consistency, and accountability. On the other hand, some fans have expressed sympathy for Amber and Trent, acknowledging the challenges of parenting a child who has lived most of her life in the public eye. They point out that the couple has always tried to do what they believed was best for their children, even if their methods were sometimes overbearing. "They're not perfect," said one longtime viewer, "but they've always shown up." Maybe they're finally realizing they need to let go a little. The broader dwarfism community has also weighed in on the situation. Advocates emphasize the importance of individual agency and the need for people with dwarfism to be seen as fully autonomous adults, not just as members of a family unit or subjects of public fascination. "Anna's story resonates with so many of us," said a spokesperson for Little People of America. "We face unique challenges, but we also deserve the right to make our own choices about relationships, careers, and how we define family." As the dust settles, the future of the Johnston family remains uncertain. will Anna respond to her parents' message? Will there be a tearful reunion on the next season of the show? Or has the damage been done, with reconciliation proving too difficult after years of miscommunication and emotional distance? Only time will tell. What is clear, however, is that this moment represents a turning point, not just for the Johnstons, but for the genre of family reality television itself. It forces viewers to confront the reality that even the most seemingly perfect families have cracks beneath the surface. It reminds us that love, while powerful, is not always enough to sustain relationships without mutual respect, understanding, and space to grow. For Anna, this chapter may be about more than just family drama. It may be about reclaiming her narrative. Throughout her life, her story has been told through the lens of her parents, her siblings, and the cameras that followed her every move. Now, for the first time, she has the opportunity to define herself on her own terms, free from scripts, edits, and expectations. Amber and Trent's direct message, whether it leads to reconciliation or not, signifies a recognition of that shift. It is an acknowledgement that Anna is no longer a child to be guided but a woman with her own voice, her own dreams, and her own right to choose her path. In the end, the story of the 7 Little Johnstons may no longer be about the family as a collective unit. It may be evolving into a story about individual growth, the complexity of love, and the courage it takes to walk away in order to find oneself. And if that's the case, perhaps the most powerful episode of their journey hasn't aired yet. It's being lived in real time, away from the cameras, in the quiet moments of reflection, healing, and hope. As fans continue to follow the developments, one thing is certain: the conversation around family, mental health, and personal boundaries has been forever changed by Anna's quiet but powerful stand. Whether or not the Johnstons reunite as they once were, the ripple effects of this rift will be felt for years to come, not just in their household, but in the hearts of anyone who has ever struggled to balance love with freedom. The message sent by Amber and Trent may have been brief, but its implications are vast. It represents not just an attempt at reconciliation, but a recognition of a truth that many families in the spotlight avoid, that even the strongest bonds require work, humility, and the willingness to listen, especially when the person speaking has been silent for too long.